Hi, beautiful. It's your girl, Dr. J. Two things for you. If you will be in or near the San Antonio, Texas area on November 23rd at 5:30 p.m., we are hosting Friendsgiving. That's right. Her Divine Connection is hosting Friendsgiving on this date. It's open to everyone, but we are specifically targeting individuals who will otherwise spend the holiday season alone. People who do not have friends or family nearby, or you're new to the area, so you haven't had an opportunity to really connect with anyone just yet, or maybe you've been in the area for a year or so and you still feel like, I haven't found my tribe. I haven't found the people that I feel the most connected to, and like my people. We want you to come out to Friendsgiving. You never know who is going to be in the room. And so don't let social anxiety, don't let stress and worry or being an introvert prevent you from stepping outside of your comfort zone and coming into a space where you could possibly meet a lifelong friend or your boo or whoever, whatever you're meeting right now. You want to make sure you have your face in the place so that way you can build community and you can feel like you have a sense of belonging in the area. So I'm going to drop the link for you in the description so you can purchase your ticket. Again, bring your kids, your friends, your family, your boo, whoever, but just come out and have a great time. The other thing I want to share with you is that even when it feels like nothing is working, something is working. And I know that's a hard concept for us to grasp a lot of times because it feels like when we don't see things working in our favor, when we don't see anything happening, shaking, moving, turning around for us, a lot of times we feel like nothing is happening. We feel like God has forgotten about us, that he hasn't heard our prayers or our cries. And we sometimes get in that space of feeling like we have to give up, or we should give up on where we are, our hopes and our dreams and aspirations, our goals, everything that we want in our lives, everything that we desire, that we might as well give up. And a lot of times we even give up on the promises. When God has promised us something, we give up on that when it starts to take too long, when it feels like I've been in a situation for so long and it's hard, it's difficult, it's challenging, it's too much. Sometimes even when we're walking into spaces that feel very uncertain, it feels like we are walking into the unknown, or we are trying to navigate uncharted waters. We even get in that place of feeling anxious, feeling depressed, feeling worried, feeling like I might as well give up, or feeling like nothing is going to change or nothing is even happening or moving for us. And so we get stuck sometimes. We get stuck sometimes in this space because it just feels like, God, I don't know what's happening. I'm very uncertain. I'm concerned right now about my life and whatever it is that's going on in your life. Sometimes we get stuck in those spaces. But we have to remember that even when it feels like nothing is happening, even when it feels like, God, there's more month than money, it feels like I'm applying for jobs left and right and nobody has contacted me for even one interview, or I get to the final stages and all of a sudden I'm no longer the best candidate for the position. I keep getting rejected. Even when it feels like I've been applying for loan after loan to get a home, to get a car, for my business, when I've been applying for scholarships and grants, trying to help myself with paying for college, when it feels like, I've been waiting for my person and my phone is dry. My DM is dry, like desert dry, and there's no prospects in sight. Like I'm out here in the daylight with a flashlight trying to see what's up, trying to see what's going on, and there's nothing that's happening in my life that's good, and there's nothing that's moving, even with the prayers that I've prayed, the supplications and the requests that I've made, and just me bringing everything to you. It still feels like, God, do you hear me? Do you understand? Do you know what I'm going through? Have you forgotten about me? Like I can tell you a lot, even about my own life, where I have felt that way. There are times where I still have moments, because no one is so far in their faith walk that they are above having those moments, that they are above having moments where you doubt, moments where you feel like, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know how this is going to work out. Moments where you feel desperate, moments where you feel like, God, if you don't move, if something doesn't shake, then I don't know what else I'm going to do. I've even had suicidal moments. So I'm here to tell you, I definitely know that it's nobody that's above. I don't care how far you are in your faith. Well, I don't care if you are the pastor of the church. You still have moments. We still have times where it feels so uncertain, where we don't know how it's going to work out. And moments where we feel like nothing is actually working for us, for our good. But we have to remember that even when it looks like that, even when it feels like that, something is still happening. A lot of times God is doing things behind the scenes. A lot of times God is working all in throughout the spirit realm, all in throughout the supernatural on behalf of his children. And because we can't see what he's doing, we don't have the same view that he has. We can't see things from his vantage point. We get stuck, we get scared, we get nervous, we get worried, and we feel forgotten. We feel hopeless and desperate a lot of times in situations. But a lot of times when we get in that space of desperation, when we get in that space of feeling like, God, nothing is going to work, nothing is moving, we get in that very hard place where it's like, Lord, I'm really depending on you. And we start putting our total dependency on him for whatever it is that we need him to do in our lives. That's when he does some of his best work. When the situation looks completely impossible, when it looks like I ain't even got a prospect in sight, I don't even have a job offer on the table, I don't even have anybody calling me to want to interview me, that's when God does some of his best work. And a lot of times that's when God moves all of a sudden. It's like there's suddenlies that come through. It's breakthroughs that come through. It's things that with your own mind, you couldn't even fathom how that could happen for you, how that door could open for you, how that opportunity could be presented to you, how your unqualified self could even get that thing, that breakthrough. That's when God does some of his best work. So we have to remember that even though we may not see it with our own eyes, even though we may not understand what's going on, even though it feels like it's been hard for so long, we've been praying, crying, and trying for so long, we've been struggling for so long, stay in faith, stay the course, be patient. And I know a lot of times we're like, patient? I feel like I've been patient, but have you really? Have you really been patient? Have you been complaining? Have you been stressing, worrying, and letting anxiety and all the negative thoughts compete for your attention and win? Have you really been patient? Have you really been trusting? Have you really been believing? Like, check yourself, because we have moments. We're entitled to have those moments, but really check yourself, check your thoughts, check your speech, check where you are, and ask yourself, have I really been in the right headspace? Has my heart posture really been right? Check yourself. But at the same time, remember that even though it may look like what it looks like right now, it may feel like what it feels like right now, God is still in control. And he does some of his best work in these types of situations. He does some of his best work when it feels like absolutely nothing is going to happen or nothing is being presented or coming your way. He does some of his best work in the suddenly moments. Suddenly that door opened. Suddenly that loan was approved. Suddenly somebody called you, and they, even though you weren't even qualified for that thing, they found your resume some kind of way, or somebody put your name in rooms that your feet have never walked in. Suddenly that speaking engagement came your way. Suddenly you met your husband, your wife. Suddenly things shifted for you. So we have, even though we may not have seen God working and moving and shaking and orchestrating in the background, he's doing that. And we have to trust that no matter what it looks like, feels like, seems like right now, no matter how dead a situation may seem right now, he's still working. He's still up to something good. And all he needs us to do is trust him, to have faith, to be patient, to believe, and to know that he's still moving. He's still working. He's still taking care of our needs. He still hears us, sees us, knows us, and understands every single thing. He even knows the time constraints that we have, that right now in the natural, time is of the essence. He even knows that. And he's going to work it out. He's going to do his thing. He's going to be big God in situations that seem impossible. So just trust him and know that even though it looks like nothing is happening, something is happening. All right, y'all. It's your girl, Dr. J. Peace and love.